Friends, time is running out for Joseph Duggar. Finally, the date has now been marked on the calendar. The same date that the entire
Former 19
American
kids and counting star
media has
Joseph
been
Duggar
watching
is now out of
closely.
jail after
But
posting a
friends,
$600,000
do you know
bond
the
in
biggest
Florida.
and most
This is
shocking
video now
question
from
here?
that.
What kind of games are being played behind the scenes before this case even reaches trial? Today, I have some exclusive inside updates for you, and honestly, they are shocking. On one side, Joseph's lawyers are desperately trying to remove the legal restrictions involving his own children. And on the other side, the Duggar family is trying their absolute best to protect their public image outside the courtroom. So now the big question is, what major changes could happen in Joseph's fate in just these last few days before the trial begins? Is there some kind of secret deal happening behind closed doors? Or has the prosecution already gathered evidence so strong that there may be no way out anymore? In today's video, I'm going to break down some hidden details, theories, and legal logic from this very dark period before the trial, things you probably will not hear anywhere else. So don't skip the video. Watch until the very end, because the biggest twist in this entire case may still be hidden ahead. And friends, before we continue, what do you personally think about Joseph's upcoming court fight? Let me know your opinion down in the comments. And if you enjoy the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Alright, friends. Now let's get into the real story together. The latest update comes after a recent court hearing, where the judge officially set a pre-trial hearing date for July 14th. And honestly, this changes everything going forward. Because once a pre-trial date becomes official, both sides suddenly come under very real pressure. For viewers who have followed the Duggar family controversies for years, this no longer feels like simple reality TV drama anymore. Now, it has fully entered the legal system, and every single step matters. According to publicly discussed court records, Joseph Duggar is currently facing felony charges in Florida involving lewd and lascivious conduct. Ever since these allegations first surfaced, people online have been trying to connect the timeline together, especially because reports have linked this case to events from several years ago, including one incident during the 2020 holiday season that has already been widely discussed online. What's really remarkable is how fast this entire situation evolved. At first, it was mostly internet discussions, rumors, speculation. But now, it has become a very organized legal process. And once the court starts setting official dates, things become much more serious. At that point, it's no longer just gossip online. Lawyers now have deadlines. Witnesses have to prepare. Timelines become important. Testimony becomes important. And honestly, that July 14th pre-trial hearing could end up becoming one of the most important moments in this entire case. Because a pre-trial hearing is not just some quick court appearance. This is where both sides slowly begin revealing their strategies. The prosecution may start outlining evidence, witness plans, and timelines. Meanwhile, the defense has to decide how aggressively they want to fight the case, or whether they may try to avoid a full public trial completely. And this part is extremely important, because sometimes, the biggest decisions in criminal cases happen before the actual trial even starts. A lot of people hear the word pre-trial and assume nothing major happens there. But in reality, this stage can completely change the direction of the case. Lawyers can challenge evidence. They can ask for delays. They can negotiate. And sometimes, this is exactly where settlement discussions become serious. I think that's one reason why so many people are suddenly paying close attention to this July 14th court date. Because even though it's not the final trial, it could reveal where this entire case is heading. Another detail getting massive attention online is the reported $600,000 bond connected to this case. That number alone shocked many viewers following the Duggar story. And naturally, people immediately started talking about Jim Bob Duggar's possible financial involvement. Now, to be fair, online discussions often move much faster than officially confirmed information. So it's important not to assume things that have not been legally verified. But still, many viewers believe the Duggar family's financial resources could help Joseph afford a very powerful private legal defense team, something many defendants simply cannot afford. And honestly, that matters. Because in high-profile legal cases, strong legal representation can heavily influence strategy and timing. Experienced attorneys know how to challenge evidence. They know how to request procedural reviews. They know how to negotiate settlements. And sometimes, they know how to delay things for months. What makes this even more interesting is that any attorney involved in this case probably understands one thing very clearly. This is not just a courtroom battle anymore. It's also a public opinion battle. And honestly, public opinion is becoming a huge part of this entire story. There has already been major backlash across social media, Reddit discussions, YouTube videos, and reality TV forums. Some viewers believe the Duggar family's image has already been permanently damaged after years of scandals. Others argue people should wait until all evidence is fully presented in court before making final judgments. And as new court updates continue coming out, the divide between those opinions keeps growing bigger. What's especially striking is how exhausted many longtime viewers now seem. Years ago, the Duggar family built their public image around strong family values and conservative beliefs. But now, every new legal headline creates another wave of controversy online. And this latest update only added more pressure, because now the court deadlines are becoming very real. The alleged confessions and references to past events have already triggered huge discussions online. But again, it's important to remember that allegations are still part of an ongoing legal process unless officially confirmed in court documents or testimony. That distinction really matters, because true crime audiences sometimes jump to conclusions too quickly. And honestly, I think one reason this case is getting so much attention is because people are trying to understand how the Duggar family will survive yet another public legal crisis, after everything that has already happened over the past few years. People are not only watching Joseph anymore, they're also watching the family itself, watching their reactions, watching what happens behind the scenes. Will the family continue standing together publicly? Will they become even more silent? Will more relatives slowly distance themselves? Those questions are now becoming part of the bigger story. And legally speaking, this July pre-trial hearing could answer some very important questions very quickly. Will the defense try delaying the process? Will prosecutors show confidence in their evidence? Could settlement negotiations quietly begin? Or is this case moving toward a full public trial? That's exactly why this upcoming hearing matters far more than many people realize. Because once cases move closer to trial, it becomes harder and harder for both sides to avoid public discussions about evidence, witness testimony, timelines, and legal arguments. And in high-profile cases involving famous families, the pressure becomes even more intense. What makes this situation especially different is the reality TV connection. Duggar-related stories already have a massive built-in audience. So every legal development spreads almost instantly across YouTube channels, Reddit threads, Facebook groups, and entertainment news pages. And honestly, that attention probably is not slowing down anytime soon. Right now, all eyes are focused on July 14th. Because once those pre-trial hearings begin, viewers may finally get a clearer idea of whether this case is heading toward a long courtroom fight, or whether both sides may try settling things quietly. And for the Duggar family, that next decision could shape public opinion for a very long time.